This video is intended for educational purposes only. The content discussed is based on personal experiences and is not an endorsement or encouragement for the use of any illegal substances. We do not condone or promote the use of illegal drugs. Always research and follow the laws and regulations of your country. If you are considering experimenting with any substance, please consult a medical professional or licensed therapist. Welcome to my channel. I am the Epoch Pigeon. It was a day like any other, yet there was an underlying current of anticipation that set it apart. I had decided to venture into the unknown, guided by the powerful Psilocybe cubensis, a psychedelic mushroom known for its profound effects on consciousness. With 5 dried grams in my possession, I prepared myself mentally and physically for what was to come. The mushrooms were laid out before me, a bridge to another realm. And as I consumed them, I could feel the weight of the journey I was about to undertake. The initial onset was slow, almost imperceptible. I sat quietly, waiting for the first signs that the mushrooms were beginning to take hold. My thoughts drifted aimlessly, a mix of curiosity and mild anxiety, as I wondered what the experience would bring. The room around me remained familiar, yet there was a subtle shift in the atmosphere, a tingling sensation that hinted at the changes unfolding within me. Time seemed to stretch and bend, the minutes passing like hours as I waited. Then, almost suddenly, the world began to transform. Colors intensified, each hue more vivid than I had ever seen before. The walls of the room seemed to breathe, expanding and contracting in rhythm with my own breath. Patterns emerged from the surfaces around me, intricate and mesmerizing, as if the very fabric of reality was being woven before my eyes. I was no longer just an observer. I was part of this unfolding tapestry, connected to everything around me. My sense of self began to dissolve, the boundaries that normally defined me fading away. I felt a deep connection to the universe, a sense that I was a part of something much greater than my individual existence. This was more than just a visual or sensory experience. It was a profound shift in consciousness. The mushrooms were revealing a deeper layer of reality, one that was always present but usually hidden from view. I could feel the energy of the universe flowing through me, filling me with a sense of unity and oneness. As the trip deepened, I felt a pull, as if I was being guided towards something important. I closed my eyes, letting go of the physical world around me, and allowed myself to be carried away by the current of the experience. In the darkness behind my eyelids, a scene began to unfold, unlike anything I had ever witnessed before. It was vivid and detailed, more real than a dream, yet entirely alien. I found myself in a vast, open space, surrounded by swirling colors and shapes that defied description. At the center of this surreal landscape was a figure. It was not human, yet there was something familiar about it. The figure was flying, arms outstretched like a cross, gliding through the air with a grace that was both beautiful and eerie. It was as if I was watching a deity in motion, a being of immense power and serenity. The figure was bathed in a soft, ethereal light that seemed to emanate from within, casting long shadows that danced and shifted with its every movement. The figure, which I would later recognize as the character mother from the TV show Raised by Wolves, captivated me. It was more than just a visual. It was a feeling, a profound sense of awe and reverence. The image was seared into my consciousness, leaving me breathless with its intensity. It was as if I was witnessing a moment of divine significance, a glimpse into a reality that was far beyond the ordinary. The figure's open arms, resembling a cross, carried a sense of surrender and acceptance, a willingness to embrace whatever lay ahead. As I watched this figure, I felt a deep connection to it, as if it was a representation of something within myself. The image resonated with me on a level that I could not fully comprehend, yet it felt profoundly meaningful. I was no longer just a passive observer. I was part of the experience, intertwined with the figure in a way that transcended words. It was as if the mushrooms had unlocked a hidden part of my psyche, revealing a truth that had always been there, waiting to be discovered. The scene continued to unfold, each moment more surreal than the last. The figure soared through the cosmos, passing through galaxies and nebulae, the universe unfolding around it like a vast cosmic stage. I felt as though I was being carried along for the ride, a passenger on a journey through the stars. The sense of movement was exhilarating, a rush of energy that filled me with a sense of wonder and awe. The boundaries between myself and the universe had dissolved completely. I was no longer an individual, but a part of the infinite whole. Time lost all meaning. I had no sense of how long I had been in this state, nor did it matter. The experience was both timeless and immediate, a moment of pure being that stretched on forever. I was fully present, immersed in the experience, yet I was also aware that this was something beyond the ordinary. The mushrooms had taken me to a place that was far removed from the everyday world, a realm of pure consciousness where the rules of reality no longer applied. Eventually, the intensity of the experience began to fade, and I slowly returned to a more grounded state of mind. The figure in the sky gradually disappeared, leaving behind a lingering sense of peace and clarity. As I opened my eyes, the room around me came back into focus, the colors and patterns slowly returning to their usual forms. The trip was coming to an end, but the memory of what I had seen remained with me, as vivid and clear as if it had just happened. For days after the experience, I found myself reflecting on what I had seen. The image of the figure, arms outstretched like a cross, stayed with me, a constant reminder of the trip. It felt like I had been given a glimpse into something profound, a vision that held a deep significance, even if I could not fully understand it at the time. The experience had left me with a sense of wonder, a feeling that there was much more to reality than what we usually perceive. Months passed, and the memory of the trip began to fade, becoming just another part of the tapestry of my life. Then, one day, I found myself watching a new TV show called Raised by Wolves. As the opening scene played out, I was struck by a sudden, powerful sense of déjà vu. There, on the screen, was the exact image I had seen during my trip. The character mother, flying with open arms, resembling a cross. It was as if the scene had been pulled directly from my vision, a startling coincidence that left me questioning the nature of time and reality. The realization that I had seen this image months before I ever watched the show was both unsettling and fascinating. It felt as though the trip had somehow transcended the boundaries of time, allowing me to glimpse a future moment with startling clarity. The experience left me with more questions than answers, a sense that the mind is capable of far more than we usually give it credit for. It was a reminder of the mysteries that lie within us, waiting to be uncovered. Even now, I find myself thinking back to that trip and the strange, otherworldly vision I experienced. It remains one of the most profound moments of my life, a reminder of the infinite possibilities that exist within the human mind. The connection between the trip and the TV show continues to intrigue me, a puzzle that I may never fully understand. But one thing is certain, that trip and the vision it revealed will stay with me forever, a constant source of wonder and curiosity about the nature of reality.